for what they've done. Now, I say hello to you, Chicago. Hello to you, world, and to those of you who will be joining me and joining this podcast. Normally, Saturday afternoon podcast is the Saturday afternoon legal hour. That's normally the format for today. But that's not going to be the format today. Normally, you all know that I'm pretty straightforward and that I try to stay focused on the things that are very impactful to our lives and to our communities and the things that we need to do to make sure that we are on the right side of issues and certainly on the right side of the political spectrum. And so I like to bring you all information through the hard work of research and reading and analyzing the information so that we can differentiate the facts from the farther, the facts from the fiction in order for us to make the right choice. We're still organizing. And so we're asking so that we build the strongest and the greatest Black independent voting bloc so that we can have the power to impact the political apparatus to deliver with boldness, deliver bold investment resources for our communities. We've got to bring the money. We've got to bring the money in every area of what the needs are for our communities, whether it's education, whether it's business, whatever it is all fueled and funded. So we've got to get the money. And not these little small $500,000, $1 million, this billions of dollars have to be invested. We've got to get the money. It's got to come home. We've got to get the investment. And in order for us to make that happen, we've got to do bold things. And the one bold thing we have to do is we have got to organize our voting bloc. We have got to organize the bloc. We've got to organize it in mass numbers. We cannot get it done by just having a few hundred people. We have to have hundreds, thousands of people. The goal is to get to 1 million. At the very basis, we've got to get to the first leg, which is 100,000 people. 100,000. We want 200,000 at least here in Chicago. 200,000. We have 20 wards that we live in the city of Chicago. The population of the Black community in the city of Chicago, in the voting population, right? That means of age is 660,000 registered Black people, another 180,000 eligible to be registered that has aged in. And we have probably another 100,000 or so that can pre-register that will be aged in by the time the election actually takes place. So, and then when we look around the suburbs where we are, in the western suburbs and the southern suburbs, we have upwards of more than 1 million Black people who are registered voters, eligible registered voters to impact this. So we can build that voting bloc. We can build that voting bloc right here that will have consequential implications on how we impact the political structure, right? That is what we have to do. I'm just sort of kind of recapping things and that we need to do and that we must do in order for us to move a agenda forward for our communities on a local level. Because We are greater and greatly impacted, or impacted greater, by our local uh, political decisions and governments than we are on the national. National politics are extraordinarily important, but national politics are driven by local politics. We've spent an inordinate amount of time of saying, well, we're going to just wait for every 4 years to participate in a national politics, when there are other groups that are cutting in on the local politics, which drives the national. They're cutting in on school boards. They're getting elected to school boards. They're getting elected to local governments and villages and cities and city council people and commissioners and state representatives and state senators from the Republicans and from people who don't see any value in our communities. So what they're doing is, and I went over this a couple of shows back, a couple of programs back, in showing you and demonstrated you on how red states have purged 19,200,000 people from the voting rolls. Purged, meaning that they have knocked people off or out of their registration. That's why I say to you, make sure that you check your voter registration every month. Go online, go to voter.org, right? Go to voters.org, or certainly go to you can do the Chicago Board of Elections, or you can go to the Illinois State Board of Elections, to the website, and check your voter registration, all right, to make sure that you have not been purged off. Now, we live in a blue state where we don't have a whole lot of that happening, but you just don't know. Make sure you check. But those people who you know that live in red states, like Kentucky, Mississippi, Arkansas, Memphis, Florida, make sure you call your people and tell them to make sure that they check their voter registration, so to make sure that they have not been purged or deactivated as a registered voter, so that they can participate in the election. All right. So that is critical. That is critical. All right. Let me get to the buffoonery, right? We are just going to have fun. I'm trying to stop, using the follow-up of right. The buffoonery of what is happening. And I'm glad I said that, because it really sets it up. Now, I know that there are going to be some people who that are upset with the Democratic Party. I am a registered Democrat. And the reason that I'm a registered Democrat, and I was frustrated with the Democratic Party, and I'm still have some frustrations. I have a family that I have 2 older brothers and 2 older sisters. My oldest sister is deceased. My oldest sister had a history of challenges with drug abuse, and so have my 2 older brothers. We've had all kinds of challenges. So I get frustrated with my own family, but I'm not going to abandon my family. What I'm going to do is to do whatever I can to encourage my family to be better. Because you don't abandon your family, because you don't get to pick your family. You don't get to pick your siblings. You don't get to pick the parents that you're born to. The only person that you get to pick is the person that you decide to marry and that you decide to have children with. That's the only picking you get, but you don't get to pick the family that you're born into, right? And you get to pick the family that you choose. We chose the Democratic Party since we got fed up with what the Republicans were doing and starting to become in the Herbert Hoover days. So Franklin Delano Roosevelt and the Democrats came along, and they represented values and policies that were more inclined with helping people from our community. That's a large reason why we, as the Black community, the majority of us support and vote Democratic. If you look at the Republican Party, there is nothing in the Republican Party that they have done, that they are proposing of real substance that's going to be beneficial to Black people. Everything that they talk about is hypothetical, and it is really them as some people call it, catfishing. But they offer no real substance. But what they do is to demonstrate to you why they don't care about Black people, why they don't care about poor whites, why they certainly don't care about Hispanics. So you can be confused all you want, but you cannot ignore the facts. So that's why it is my painstaking effort to make sure that I bring you the facts. All right, so let me get to the fun. Let me get to the fun and the funk, as Roland Martin would say, bring the funk. Let's get to the funk. There was a committee meeting where the dysfunction of the Republicans. Congress is in dysfunction because of the dysfunction of the Republicans. Now, they had, and they are going crazy because what they want to do is they don't want to govern, so they're just trying to find ways so they can demean, or they can try and diminish what this current president has done, despite his age and despite what some people would like to refer to as that he's an old man. But, you know, old people tend to be a lot more wiser than younger people because they've had some time to look back over the history of their lives and over the history of their decisions and say, you know, those decisions and those thoughts that I had back then, I have a chance to do better. And every one of us has had the same recollection as we get older in life. You didn't think at 30 like you did at 20. And at 30, you look back and you're like, wow, boy, was I off then. And at 40, you look back at 30 and say, yeah, those views, those decisions were not wise decisions. But only experience can do that for you, not knowledge. The experience brings you a certain knowledge that you could not have without living through the times and the experiences. So I don't have a problem with Joe Biden's age as long as he has the mental, moral turpitude to deliver, as he has delivered in some of the most profound policies that will have great impact on Black people for decades, if in fact we continue to allow for him to institutionalize these policies so that they can take root, because policies take a while for them to really sink in, especially national decisions, right? So we got these folks there. We've got these folks, and I'm going to be talking about that later and giving you more information and more proof of that, hard line facts to it. Why I believe factually that is important for us to continue to support this administration. But it's important for us that we build and strengthen ourselves so that we can impact the administration. Yes, we should continue to challenge them. Yes, we should continue to push them to make sure that they're delivering more, because more is required. More is absolutely required. This is nothing but just a starting point, but it is a great starting point to getting to making the kinds of progress that needs to be made for the benefit of Black communities. $16 billion that this administration in the last 3.5 years has given to HBCUs. That is more than all of the other presidents combined. $16 billion Biden-Harris has given to HBCUs. So all the other policies that are coming out that Black people are going to benefit from as a result of CHIPS and Science Acts, manufacturing jobs. Black people are getting those jobs, earning $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 a year. We need to see more of that happening in and around urban communities where Black people live, like Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia, southeast side of Chicago, southwest side of Chicago, west side of Chicago, where thousands of Black men can get jobs. A report just came out to show that over half in Chicago of Black youth between the ages of 16 and 19 are out of school and out of work. Half. 47% unemployment, Black males 18 to 25 in Chicago. 47% to their white male counterparts at 7%. The kind of policies that are coming through, we got to make sure on a state and local level that those investments are being made and our communities don't get passed by corporations bringing their industry, bringing their jobs to our communities, so people in our communities can go and get those jobs and start careers and retire from those jobs, and bringing those revenues and resources and expanding the tax base in our communities, causing our communities to thrive. That is what we have to be about. The only party, the only people that we can push to make that happen are the people who are there now in the Democratic Party. But we have to push them. We have to continue to stand on them and continue to challenge. The only way that we can do that is we have to have the strength to do it. That's why we've got to organize the independent Black voting bloc, so that we have hundreds of thousands of people that are demanding locally from our representatives, and that we are determining who our local representatives are to make sure that the people who are here locally that we send to national office are meeting our demands. That's real power. We don't have real power because we're not organized. We're going to go and get organized. That's the whole purpose. So please, if you are not a part of and you have not participated in the meetings, please, I'm going to put it in the chat. So I want for you to please do this. Text 10x10 to the number 855-909-1385. All right. And then you'll receive the text alert on Thursdays around noon, between 12 and 1. And the meeting is at 6:30 on Thursday, and you'll get all of the information of what we're doing and how we are organizing the Black independent voting bloc so that we can lift the entire Black diaspora of the city of Chicago, the county of Cook, and the state of Illinois, and thusly encourage Black people all around the country of this is how we have to move in order to advance the agendas of Black people everywhere we are in this country. That's real power. We don't have it. We have access to doing it, to creating it, but we've got to organize ourselves in order to do it. All right. Off of that now, I'm going to go to the petty politics. I'm going to petty politics now. I'm making a transition to petty politics. You all know that I'm typically pretty serious, but even with the petty politics, it's going to show you some very serious stuff about what's going on in Washington, D.C., right? Trying to save democracy, but we got idiocracy going on in D.C. All right, so I have got some funny stuff for you. Now, there was this committee hearing that they postponed till 11:30 at night so that the goon squad could go down to New York and be the defenders of a criminally indicted 31 felony counts in New York and another 60 felony counts between Washington and Georgia, twice impeached, convicted, found liable for rape, Donald Trump. All of these people who are calling themselves the evangelical Christians of family values are defending. So they had to go down and they had to do their little things. They had to go down and put on their little red ties and little blue suits and, white button-down shirts or whatever, and go down and make complete fools of themselves for being the sycophant to Donald Trump. So they postponed this hearing that was supposed to be about Merrick Garland, not releasing the interview tapes of President Biden on his classified documents hearing, for which he was found, the special counsel, which was a Republican special counsel who found no criminal liability on behalf or on the part of Joe Biden. Normally when there's a federal investigation and there's, it's not going forth, then it's done with. They want the audio so they can use it to chop it up, to try to make the president look bad and all these other things. That's all that they're interested in, because they have no facts to impeach the president or Merrick Garland for that matter. Marjorie Taylor Greene, one of the dumbest people in Congress, unfortunately, because of this whole gerrymandering in terms of these district lines and that sort of thing. You have these people, you can't do anything about it. You can't touch it because you represent people who are just not going to do anything about getting her out of office. However, she raised a question that had absolutely nothing to do with the hearing. I got some clips, and it is going to, if you haven't seen them, they are circulating all around YouTube, social media, and people are just having a great time with it. Roland Martin, everybody is just having a great time with this foolishness. Watch this.
This probably will be the album cover. My digital girls created an AI song that I think y'all gonna love. Just go ahead and bring the panel back, bring all four of us back, and go ahead and play us the name of this song. Ladies and gentlemen, here to present the new hit song. Kelly, what's the new hit song?
Bleach blonde, bad built, butch body.
Hit it.
Bad built frame, bad built frame. Bleach blonde bush, better shut your trap, ain't got no game. Bleach blonde bush, bad built shame, bad built shame. Whole lot of front, whole lot of front, all in my lane. Bleach blonde bush, bleach blonde bush, bleach blonde bush. Bad built frame, bad built frame. Bleach blonde bush, bleach blonde bush. Better shut your trap, ain't got no game. Bleach blonde bush, bleach blonde bush.
You all right, Kelly?
Yeah.
And you said that was AI?
Yes. Hit it one more time. Put it back.
Bad built frame, bad built frame. Bleach blonde bush, better shut your trap, ain't got no game. Bleach blonde bush, bad built shame, bad built shame. Whole lot of front, whole lot of front, all in my lane. Bleach blonde bush, bleach blonde bush, bleach blonde bush. Bad built frame, bad built frame. Bleach blonde bush, bleach blonde bush. Better shut your trap, ain't got no game. Bleach blonde bush.
Oh, that was from Marjorie Taylor Greene right there, Matt.
Okay, so now look, all of that. First of all, that was a AI created song that came on the heels of this exchange between Marjorie Taylor Greene and Representative Jasmine Crockett, who is out of Texas. Marjorie Taylor Greene is somewhere down in Georgia. And
you the one talking about. I
think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order, Mr. Chairman.
That's beneath even
Order, Ms. Green, for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's?
It's me.
Ms. Crockett.
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
so Marjorie Taylor Greene made this attack on Jasmine Crockett and just opened up a whole chaos. Now, this is at a hearing that's taking place at 11:30, I believe it is, on Thursday night, because, of course, the sycophants had to go leave governing to go down to Georgia so they could get in line and all try and audition for Donald Trump so that he can determine who it is that he's going to choose as his lapdog vice president running mate. So, and they're all auditioning. They all want it so bad that they all went down to New York and tried to intimidate the jury and tried to intimidate the judicial process. All of these so-called law and order Republicans, all of these law and order Republicans. But so all of this was created to respond to Marjorie Taylor Greene. So right now, I would imagine that somebody is at a printing press that is printing up the 6B word, bleach bond, body, butch built, bleach blonde, bad body, butch built, the 6 Bs that now is going viral, that t-shirts are being printed right now. So I am going to be looking for the first set of bleach blonde, bad built, butch body with a silhouette on it for Marjorie Taylor Greene, that people are going to just get paid this summer. And I hope that my friend, I'm going to have to call him when I get through with the broadcast and tell him that to get a bunch of t-shirts so that he can do the whole bad built or bleach blonde, bad built, butch body t-shirts, because they are going to make some money on those tonight. Well, this summer. Now, these are clips that people have edited in about what was going on in Marjorie Taylor Greene and AOC and all of their absolute idiocracy. Now, these are people who are United States representatives, congressmen and women that are responsible for our national agenda. Now, here the Republicans have passed what? The most underperforming Congress in history. What did they pass? 33 bills or something like that since they've been in charge. 33. And before that, the Democrats passed what, more than 350 bills. Real governing. And the governing that's going on, even though that they're in the slight majority, has been happening because of Hakeem Jeffries and the Democrat. But we're not even going to get into the seriousness. We're just going to get into the idiocracy. And here is the pics.
You the one talking about.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
Mr. Chairman,
That's beneath
would
even
you
order.
please-
Ms. Green for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's
It's me.
Ms. Crockett?
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Y el bañador. Voy a la playa, había subido la marea. Jesús, había subido la marea y encontré una paella. Y la encontré porque estaba la paellera agarrada. Llegaba la gota al restaurante. Había subido la marea.
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's
Hold
a
on.
I'm
parliament.
trying to find clarification on what qualifies.
Chairman, motion to
I
strike
had no
those
idea
words.
what you just said.
We're not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just said
You
yes.
just voted to do
Y'all did
it.
it first, so you don't want to talk about
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look, calm down. Calm
No,
down.
because this
I
is
would
what
like
y'all
to get
do.
through proceedings.
So I'm trying
Hey,
to get
Ms.
clarification.
Crockett, you're not
Y'all wanna
recognized.
play
Ms.
games.
I can't hear
Crockett.
you with your
And
yelling.
You don't want
Calm
me to
down.
Be,
Can you please calm down?
Don't tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if I
Look, Chairman,
come
can we
and
send her
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a
Mr.
problem.
Chairman, Mr.
Order.
Chairman.
Oh boy. Now, they have edited in some old clips, and I just marvel at the quickness and the talents of people, ordinary people out there that are able to splice these things and go back and find this stuff and splice it together. Now, I learned about, I learned about King, what's it? Wallonius, King Wallonius. They came up with this churchy version of the bleach blonde, bad built, butch body, say hallelujah. For the people in the back, bleach blonde, bad built, bush body. Tony Blair, down there at Tony Blair's Quick Sign. Better get the printing press out. Go get them T-shirts, because Marjorie Taylor Greene and Jasmine Crockett about to make it go viral. Ching, 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 ching. But look, Marjorie Taylor Greene steps into it all the time. But I got to go back. I got to go. I got to go back to this one, because this is the one that they have spliced together, who was this Mexican guy who had actually been being interviewed talking about Trump's so-called wall, but they have certainly used it to create the bleach blonde. I mean, there's going to be so much of this that is going to come out that we won't even be able to keep up with it. But let's take a look at this one, just to humor ourselves on the idiocracy of the Republicans. For any black people who are confused, thinking that this is the way that you need or you should waste your time looking to as though somehow these moronic, idiotic people of chaos, that all they want to do is to cause confusion. That's all they want to do. They have no desire to fix problems, none whatsoever.
You the one talking about. I guess
I think your fake
eyelashes
eyelashes are messing up.
No,
what you're
ain't
reading.
nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
Mr. Chairman,
That's beneath
would
even
you
order.
please-
Ms. Green for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's
It's me.
Ms. Crockett?
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Y el bañador. Voy a la playa, ya subió la marea. Jesús, había subido la marea y encontré una paella. Y la encontré porque estaba la paellera agarrada.
Listen, I was rolling, literally rolling, listening to all of these responses. I spent last night, I don't know, looking at the interviews. Roland Martin did, a couple of hours on them, and just all these different people. There's one clip, I don't have it, and I should have had it. I should have had this clip, but I'm going to have it, next time. I'm going to bring you that clip that this rapper called Plies, who lit into the Democrats for not showing or certainly showing up. He wants for them to do the same, what I would consider to be buffoonery that the Republicans are doing in terms of showing up to the court. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with that position, but I certainly understand it. I don't agree that Republicans or that Democrats should lower themselves to the standard that you can't. I'm not even going to say that, because just when you think that you can't get any lower, Republicans find a way to show you a new debt. So they are masterful at that. So I'm not even going to say that. But I don't think that Democrats should spend their time trying to one-upsman or one-downsman what Republicans do. Let them have that platform of idiocracy all to themselves. 100%. Let them have that level of idiocracy to themselves, to showing disrespect for the jury, showing disrespect for the court, showing disrespect for and disregard for the entire judicial process. Because that's what they're doing, and they're really showing their own level of ignorance. Is precisely what they are doing. They're showing their own level of ignorance. That's precisely what they're doing. But they want you to believe that they're not ignorant. They want you to believe that these are the brightest, the best, and the brightest. Now, if in fact they are the best and the brightest, they got some serious problems. They got some serious problems, but they're literally showing by doing what they do, either they have no moral compass, or they're so desperate to get close to the White House or to be in the White House that they will do anything they can to become the pick of Donald Trump. It really is absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Good afternoon, Catherine Ridley, and thank you for joining in the program. Hey, Ronnie Johnson, welcome to the program. And Martin Johnson, welcome to the program. So the absolute we talking about protecting and saving democracy. Well, what we have going on in Congress and what we have going on in Washington is nothing less than idiocracy. That is precisely what's going on in Congress by the Republicans, because they don't want to govern. They just want to blow stuff up. That's all they're interested in doing. They're not interested in resolving any problems. They're not interested in sitting down, negotiating with Democrats, Republicans, so that they can address the American people's concerns. That's not what they're interested in. They're interested in this nonsense. Or maybe that's all that they're capable of. I don't know. Maybe that's all that they're capable of. This is what they're capable of, is putting on this kind of show every day.
You the one talking about, I guess.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
Mr. Chairman,
That's beneath
would
even
you
order.
please-
Ms. Green for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's
It's me.
Ms. Crockett?
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
She went after the wrong one. Now, I'm not going to get into observations of MTG, her physical anatomy. I'm not even going to get into that. The reason why I decided, besides the fact of just having some fun with some pettiness that's going on, but I hope that we can learn while we laugh, that we can learn from what we're laughing at, to understanding the difference between these two parties and why it is essential that we buy ourselves more time. In the book that I am now reading, or about to finish up, it's only 185 pages, is Eddie Glaude's book that we are the leaders that we've been looking for. And in the book, he talks about the coalition of decency. that we can deal with complex issues with variances in our approach or our philosophical way to resolving those complex problems. But that could be done decently and in order, as the scripture reminds us. That we don't have to have these disintegrating type interactions in our chambers of Congress. The fact that we have all of the problems that we currently have to deal with, and we've got those problems that we have to deal with. We don't have time. We just don't have the time to allow for ourselves with the critical issues that are facing us. But as Black people, we cannot take our feet up off of the gas of organizing, making sure that we're putting ourselves in the right positions so that our demands will be met. But we must absolutely understand how critical it is for us to buy ourselves more time, which is another thing that, Eddie Glaude talks about, is that when we look back through history and we look at how things categorically and changed as a result of the 2016 election and everything that happened subsequent to that, of the importance of us abandoning the whole idea of a purity test, of analyzing and judging and making decisions and making judgments based on a philosophy of a purist approach. We cannot have and try to make these decisions based on purity because it's hypocritical. Why is it hypocritical? Because none of us are pure. So if we are going to espouse a purity test on whether or not we support them, and then suggest that the alternative is more pure, with all of the evidence that they have demonstrated to us that they're willing to do, couldn't be further from the truth. So what we have to do is we have to buy ourselves some more time so that we can fix the problems that we need to fix, so that we can impact the issues that we need to impact. We need to make sure that we are acutely focused. So I wanted to show you the petty politics, had a little humor with that, and have a little fun with it. But we must look at it in its totality, and we must look at it in context as to the approach that we have to, as Black people, that we have to be strategic about. There are billions of dollars that are coming through policies that this president, who I never would have dreamed or imagined would have been able to even think that progressive, to get those things done that's going to impact the lives of Black people in consequential ways. $16 billion in 3.5 years, $16 billion to HBCUs from this administration in 3.5 years. Look, that is an indication to us, not a coronation. It is an indication to us of how we can push this political party and this administration further to deliver 4 progressive ideas that are going to move us forward as a country and certainly provide for opportunities for Black people to move forward. Period. So I wanted to just have some fun with that, but I want us to just understand that we have to stay focused. The Republicans is not the alternatives. That is not the direction that we have to go. We have to make sure that we vote for the Harris or the Biden-Harris administration, for the Biden-Harris ticket, get them reelected, and stay on the gas, making them continue to deliver. All right. Hey, don't forget to join me. Don't forget to join me Monday night. What a phenomenal show that we're going to have Monday night. I'm going to have Dick Simpson, who is a professor emeritus at UIC, who wrote the book, Chicago's Modern Mayors, from Harold Washington to Lori Lightfoot. He's going to be with me at 7 o'clock Monday night on intellectualradio.com, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter. He's going to be with me Monday night at 7 o'clock. Make sure that you tune in to that program. I may be back with you before then. So, and if I do, I'll pay a promo and certainly put up a notice for the program if we need to talk about some things between now and then. But until then, you all have a great weekend, and make sure that you like and share this, and have your network to tune in to our podcast. We are putting the information out, the factual information over the fiction, and why it is important for Black people to make sure that we support this ticket, of the Biden-Harris ticket, and then certainly making sure that we keep our feet on the gas and keep our feet on pressuring and pushing and organizing ourselves to make the kind of demands, and so that our demands be met. Thank you all so much for tuning into the program, and I'll see you Monday night.